ASI Show Chicago is the largest industry trade show in the Midwest. Over the next 3 days, you'll explore thousands of products, make connections with hundreds of suppliers, enter to win exciting prizes, gain valuable tips from industry experts, make lasting memories.
Good afternoon. Happy July. It's sunny hot here in St. Louis, humid as well. Welcome to Incentive Concepts Live. This is episode number 64, believe it or not. And we finally figured it out. That was seamless, that whole lead in here. But since the start of the pandemic, we've had over 107,000 views of our live videos, and it's helped our YouTube channel achieve 420,000 total views and 1.4 million impressions. Not that we're counting, but we are. Okay, cool. So today's episode is called Get Ready for ASI Chicago, and we have a great presence there next week up in Chicago. And we have some amazing guests lined up today, but we always like to start with a bit of a viewer poll. Now, as you know, July is the hottest month of the year, and it's about 91 degrees here in St. Louis right now. But what do you think the average temperature is in Chicago during the month of July? So go ahead and put that in the chat. What's the average temperature, high temperature in Chicago during the month of July? Let's see what you think in the chat, and let's see who can get closest. 91 here in St. Louis. Hopefully it's nice and cool where you're at. Anyway, I'd like to welcome our guests. So if they could turn on their videos and their audio, I would really appreciate it. First off, we have the Senior VP of Media, Events, and Marketing Services for the Advertising Specialty Institute. I hope I got that right. Andy Cohen, welcome.
Nailed it, Andy. Thanks very much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. And of course, our territory sales rep for Incentive Concepts for the states of Illinois and Wisconsin, my good friend, Raul Garcia. Raul, how are you today?
Andy, good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to start with you, actually, because you haven't been a guest for us on 2022. Maybe
Correct.
I didn't ask you nice enough. But what's new with you since we last had you on? How's life, family, business? What else?
Everything is good. So God, we got a couple milestones this year. Let's see. So 3 years at Incentive Concepts this year. You spoke of my wife, 24 years of wedded bliss this year. My oldest will be a freshman at university this fall. My youngest will be a freshman in high school this fall. And the dog turned 7. I mean, that's my life right there. That's what we got.
Okay, perfect. Now, you were born and raised in the Chicagoland area, lifelong resident, if I know that right. But
Right.
What makes Chicago so special to you?
Well, I mean, I think if I can just narrow it down to one thing, I honestly would probably say the diversity. I know there's many cities across this great nation that, have that. But I got to say, being born and raised in Chicago, I mean, you can go in any direction within a 3-mile radius and you're a totally different neighborhood. And I mean, when I say neighborhood, I mean, you can be in Pilsen, you can be in Chinatown, you can be Little Italy. I mean, all these things, I kind of equate it to Europe, right? You drive 2 hours, you're in a different country. Here, you drive 20 minutes, you're in a totally different neighborhood, totally different vibe. And it's a great thing. So having that growing up as a kid, seeing that as a kid, just kind of opened my mind to many things.
Wonderful. We asked in the chat, what do you think the average high temperature in July is? Do you have any idea, Raul?
In July, I'd put it mid 80s.
Okay. Wait, you got to be more specific than mid 80s. I mean,
84.5.
84.5. Okay. We do have some guesses on there. Kate Rank says 92. Mary Pat says 81. Jessica Ham, 95. Dave Kedzie, 82. We got another 85 in there, 88, 86. What do you think, Andy?
I'm going to go higher. You said high temperature, average high?
In July, yeah.
I'm going to say 88.
88. Okay, cool. Well, we'll come back to that. Keep putting it in the chat. We'll get back to that in a second, but I want to come to you right now, Andy. And go ahead if you haven't put it in the chat yet. What's the average high temperature in July? Andy, welcome again. And can you give our viewers a little self-intro of yourself, anything interesting about yourself, your family, where you're joining us from, et cetera?
Sure. Yeah, no problem. I'll model my intro after Raul's. Perfect. So I am originally from New York City. I grew up in Manhattan. I live in the suburbs of New York right now. So Westchester County in New York. So just north of New York City. Live here with my wife of going on 22 yeand my son, who will also be a freshman in college starting in a month or so here. And our dog is 8. Yeah, 8. Could be not. No, I'm going to say 8. Yeah, that's us. And we, I work at ASI. Our offices are based in Bucks County in Pennsylvania. Obviously for the last couple of years, we've been pretty much remote. But I was a relatively remote employee before that anyway. I was there a couple days a week, and now I'm there a day or so a week. So it's a varied lifestyle as far as work is concerned.
Wonderful. Well, I'm going to have to get a dog because I don't have a dog. I do have a daughter who's going to be a freshman in college. So we should all just, kibitz about that and make sure we have
we should make sure we have our finances in order.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about that offline, but let's get a little bit more into ASI, Advertising Specialty Institute. So tell us a little bit about what that is exactly.
Sure. So we're a membership organization in the promotional products industry. We sort of cross over into the incentive world. I'm gathering most of the people who are joining us are more from that world, but we cater to both the suppliers of promotional products and the distributors of promotional products. So we have marketing services for both sides. We connect both sides so that suppliers and suppliers are getting to the distributors of promotional products who are then selling promotional products to their end users. So that's the whole nature of our shows. We have a trade show division, and we have 3 main trade shows. The last one of our show year is Chicago, actually next week. We also have Orlando and Fort Worth early in the year in January and early February. And then we have some hosted buyer events as well. So lots of work that we do both through technology and live events to connect suppliers and distributors of promotional products.
Wonderful, wonderful. People have still been putting in the chat their guesses for the average high temperature in July in Chicago. Shelby says 86, Bobby 88. I think you said 88, Andy, and Raul, you said 84.54444 or something like that.
84.5, correct.
84.5. The answer is 84 degrees. So Raul, you are actually the closest. Yeah, exactly. I don't think anybody put 84 in the comments, but way to go, Raul. So
he had an unfair advantage though.
Yeah, he does. I
mean,
so we'll be sending you something special, Raul. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll get it in the mail to you. Again, Andy Hudson here with Incentive Concepts, Director of Marketing. And I have Andy Cohen with the ASI group and Raul Garcia, my good friend, who's based in Chicago. And we're here talking about the ASI and the ASI show. Andy, back to you again. What are some ways that ASI supports its members? And are there anything unique or interesting about being a member?
Sure. So we have plenty of member benefits. One is actually the ability to attend our trade shows for free. So any member of ASI that wants to come join us in Orlando, Fort Worth, or Chicago attends for free. That's one major benefit that many people take advantage of. We have plenty of business-based benefits like a deal with UPS and many other business service providers that people can get some lower cost on for running their businesses. But our main attraction for people is our technology product. It's called ESP, and there's a million products listed in there from thousands of suppliers, and it's the sort of Google search engine of the promotional products industry. And there's actually an incentive filter in there that we have as well. So corporate gifts and incentives gets a play in our ESP program as well. So that's kind of the main attraction for most of our audience. We also have plenty of education. So we have a media division that provides information, analysis, research to everybody in the market, to our members specifically. So lots of education, both in person at our ASI shows and also online through our media 24/7.
Right. You bet. Thank you very much for that nice overview. And we were talking before we went live about how we started this series at the beginning of the pandemic. And I know you all have kind of shifted and kind of done the old pivot thing, if you want to call it, but how has ASI remained relevant through the pandemic, and any specific challenges or opportunities that have come from it?
Our relevancy, I would say, is mostly tech-based anyway. So that kind of got enhanced during the pandemic because, as I said, our ESP product is a search engine, and people weren't just looking for the traditional things like T-shirts and pens and mugs. They suddenly needed to find masks and hand sanitizer and all these things that they weren't used to actually searching for. So it was functionally important during that, the early days of the pandemic, and I think that people certainly used it as a almost in a way of a sort of community. They needed others to lean on in a sense, and that was helpful for them, as were our events. We got back to events pretty quickly, as quickly as we could, both virtual and in person. So I think our events and webinars like you guys do here certainly helped keep people connected, which was important.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how excited I am to actually be out there again at shows, meeting people face to face. It's so much better. Raul, I'm going to come back to you. Now, we've been a longtime member of ASI Incentive Concepts. We've attended the shows for years, the one in Orlando, the one in Fort Worth, previously Dallas, and also Chicago. And so what does it mean to you in your role about Incentive Concepts being a member of ASI?
Yeah, so it's interesting. We touched on a couple of things there. Andy hit it on the head. I'm from the corporate gifting incentive side. That's been my career before I came to Incentive Concepts. So I know that customer. And then you talk an ASI customer. That's, I hate to say, but it's a different animal. It's a different person looking for a different thing. So I think being a member and being an active role with ASI, it helps to legitimize what Incentive Concepts can provide to the promotional product distributor in that space. So I think, us putting who we are out there helps them for what they need. I think them having a better understanding of what we can provide to them shows them that, while we have high-end merchandise, we actually can dabble in the low entry level space that they primarily revolve around. So I think just letting them know who we are, what we can do is a big play in how we can service their business.
Awesome. Thank you. And Andy, I've never been to an ASI show, believe it or not. And
you're in for a treat.
My first one next week. So how would you describe it to somebody who's never been there, just in like a sentence or two?
I would say it is an energetic environment where both suppliers and distributors of promotional products are excited to be in person and to interact. That's kind of what I'm taking more than a sentence here, Andy. I'm sorry. You gave me the mic and I'm going to use it. So, we see the ASI show as the place where the industry connects, the promotional product industry really connects. And that's what people do. And it's certainly been enhanced, obviously, since we got back to live events. The energy of people, like you said, being in person and interacting in face to face is something that I think people maybe took for granted before, and now it's kind of a joy to see how interested they are in interacting face to face. And so that's it's like I said, it's the place where the industry connects, and people do it. They really do it in every way, both on the trade show floor and through our networking events. They're all over interacting with each other.
Okay, those were two very long sentences.
That's okay. I'm sorry. That's
okay. No, I'm just joking. Actually, the other day I saw a really cool video clip that you guys have been putting out, and it was called Why We Love ASI Show Chicago. I think that's great because it gives people a taste of what they want. And I think we have a clip queued up here, and it's called Why We Love ASI Show Chicago. So let's go ahead and roll that clip right now. There it is. Well, maybe it's not playing. Give it maybe 5 more seconds here. Andy, we might have to have you just do this. Why do you love Chicago? Oops, no problem. What are you like? Why do you love Chicago, Andy, other than the show?
Other than the show?
Yeah.
I would say the deep dish pizza.
Okay, sure.
That is I'm sort of a foodie, so I enjoy, like Rel said, the diversity of the restaurants and the variety of things you can eat. But the deep dish pizza is fantastic. I just
okay. Well, that video was
It's a
supposed to be of somebody that you work closely with ASI, Christine Shaw, and she had a really nice video clip to talk about why she loves ASI. So we actually invited her onto the show as well. Obviously, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants. There she is, Christine. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I was going to say, I can summarize the video for everyone if you
Well, why
want.
don't you do it? It's
Forget the
called
video.
Why
It's
We-
Christine
Yeah,
live.
I'm here.
Okay.
So I had 3 reasons that I love ASI Show Chicago. One is the city itself. Like Andy said, great food. I love the water. So they have the river walk, they have Navy Pier, they have the lake. So it's great. And we're actually doing a promo party cruise this year. So if you also love the water, it's a great way to get on the water. And the second reason was the timing of the show. It's great to have a show in the middle of the year. It's hard to go from January to January not seeing everyone. So I like that it's in the middle of the year. And lastly, the nice weather. I like the summer. So that, 84 degrees is great for me. Plus, if you don't like the summer, you do have the breeze from the water, so it cools it down a little bit. So those were my 3 reasons about why I love Chicago.
Okay, and that was even better than the actual video clip, I think.
Oh, thank you. I don't know about that.
No, it was great. So thank you for doing that, and it's okay. Sometimes things happen here, technical difficulties. But why don't you give viewers a self-introduction to where you're from and what your role is with ASI?
Okay, so I'm Christine Shaw. As you said, I am the director of attendee marketing. So I, market to our distributor members and tell them all the great things about the show and try to get them to take advantage of that free registration that Andy mentioned. I am from the Philadelphia area. I was born and raised in Philadelphia suburbs. I still live there today with my husband, and we also don't have a dog or children. So it's just the 2 of us out here.
And your guitars.
Well, they're his guitars.
Okay.
That's why Andy said I might have to play. Got a little scared because they're not mine.
Well, we didn't have the video, so we're going to make you play guitar instead. No, I'm joking.
You don't
Okay.
want that.
Now, something that we decided to do just recently is we're going to kind of put you all to the test to see what you know about Chicago. Are you guys willing to just have a little fun here for a second about Chicago?
Sure.
Okay, Andy, you're going to go first. You drew the short. So actually, it's alphabetical by first name. So you're going to go first. But I got a little thing here on the screen here. It's a little Chicago trivia, and here's how it's going to work.
I'm scared.
Andy, 3 questions, and then Christine, 3 questions, different questions, and you get 1 phone the expert or call in the expert in Raul out of the 3. Okay, so 3 questions. Let's see how you do. If you need to ask Raul, just ask Raul to help you out. Raul, no pressure.
Just one time though.
1 out of the 3 times. You can only ask him. Okay,
All
Andy,
right.
here you go. Here's your first Chicago trivia question. Let's see if we can pull it up here. One of the most famous landmarks in Chicago, this fabled structure survived the Great Fire of 1871. What do you think, Andy?
I think my answer is wrong, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
The Willis Tower, formerly the Sears Tower.
No, I'm sorry, you're wrong
I
there.
knew
It's
that was-
the Chicago Water Tower.
Ah,
So make sure to go right along Michigan Street, if I'm not mistaken, right, Raul?
It is right on Michigan Avenue, correct?
Okay, Michigan Avenue, rather. Okay, that's okay, Andy. 0 for 1.
that was a hard first question.
It's all right. You're gonna love these. This next one's courtesy of one of our teammates. Fill in the blanks. Abe Froman is the blank of Chicago.
This one I know. He's the Sausage King of Chicago.
Very good. The Sausage King of Chicago, although he can Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So good for you. You're doing pretty well.
This is
and
good because now I got one more and I could call Raul to help.
Oh, Raul. Okay, here we go. This one, sports. What animal supposedly kept the Chicago Cubs from reaching the World Series for 71 years?
Wow. I'm gonna go to Raul. I'm a
Tag
baseball
me,
fan.
coach. It is the
Okay.
infamous goat.
That's right.
Oh.
It's the Billy Goat. Good job. So, Andy, 2 out of
I've been
3.
I've been to the Billy Goat Tavern.
Okay, there you go.
Great little spot in Chicago. Under the
Andy,
L.
2 out of 3. I don't know what math is. That's like 66%, about
Yeah.
a D. Okay, not bad. Okay, Christine, are you ready?
Yeah, but I only knew one of Andy's questions. So
Okay. Well,
not
remember,
helpful.
you can still ask Raul. So here we go. Christine, what is the nickname for the downtown area of Chicago?
Nickname for the downtown area.
Yeah.
Can I go to Raul on the first question?
You
Yeah,
bet.
so Christine, I'm gonna take a guess here. There's
Oh.
actually, if you're a native Chicagoan, there's a number, but I'm gonna go with Mag Mile.
Ooh, you're both wrong. It's the Loop. Okay. Now maybe I should have been more specific, but that's the trivia I looked up. Google
Okay,
had that. So
fair
0
enough.
for 1, Christine. That's okay. You can
I
still
feel
get
a
back.
little better that Raul also didn't know.
Well, you know
So-
what? Since Raul was wrong, you get an extra phone a friend.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. The Chicago Field Museum features one of the world's largest and best preserved T-Rex skeletons in the world. What is this T-Rex name? Do you happen to know this one?
I have no idea. How about Bob? We'll just go with
Wow,
Bob.
pretty close. Pretty close.
Really?
No, not really. It's Sue, but it's a pretty simple name.
I think Christine should get credit for the number of letters in the name.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's perfect. Okay, last but not least, Christine, it's okay. No pressure here. Which Chicago Bulls player left the team prior to the Game 4 of the 1998 NBA Finals to wrestle Hulk Hogan?
Ooh,
Colored hair.
I know.
still am not gonna know.
No, you want to phone? You want to phone
Oh.
Andy?
Sure, I'll phone Andy. Sounds good.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman. That's right. Okay, good. So that
makes sense. That makes sense.
That concludes our Chicago quiz. You guys need to work on things, man. I'm telling you.
Apparently.
Man, we've
Okay.
been focused on other aspects of Chicago, I guess. We have to look at other things.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Now let's shift to the actual show here. And Raul, I'm going to come back to you. Our booth is in the gifts and incentives kind of section of the show floor at ASI Show. So how does that differentiate us, Incentive Concepts, our presence at the show, Raul?
So I think, again, back to what Andy was talking about, the vibe of the attendee is a lot different from your higher end program kind of business, right? So I think the majority of audience that's going to be there is going to be looking for the next best widget at the rock bottom price. And they are not going to know that at some point in their career or somewhere, in their sales pitch, they're going to need some high-end merchandise with great perceived value. And that's what we can offer. So I think us being there allows us to let them know, hey, listen, I'm not trying to take anything away from you. I'm just trying to add to your assortment and let you know that I can complement what you're already running with. So I think just having the ability to show them what we offer and our capabilities of helping them in a different arena as far as price point and category in some cases will help them with what they do.
Okay, cool. And Christine, how many people does it take to run a show like this? And kind of what is your role during the actual show?
So it takes a lot of departments within ASI working together. We have our operations team. They are, planning everything before the show, all the little details, and they're running a lot of things on site. We have our supplier sales. They're getting the exhibitors lined up. They're figuring out, which booth is going to go where, who's going to go in the corporate gifts and incentives pavilions, different things like that. And then my team is, marketing to the attendees and then also communicating with them. Here's what you need to know before the show. Then actually on site at the show, we wear many different hats. So we are sometimes scanning your badge before you go into a session, or we're directing people. We also have a booth for one of our hosted buyer events, Connects. So I will be at that some of the time as well. We did a whole bunch of promotions of free t-shirt, free lunch passes. So, making sure everyone who took advantage of those is getting all their goodies. So there's a lot going on at the show, and there's a lot of teams and people working behind the scenes to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I know that the show is more than just like an expo or a trade show, Andy. There's educational events, maybe some entertainment. Christina alluded to that. What about the educational or networking events? Can you highlight one or two of those?
Sure. So on Tuesday, we have what we call Education Day, and that's a full day of sessions that distributors and suppliers could attend. It tends to be the day that suppliers are setting up their booths. I'm sure you guys will be doing that on the trade show floor on Tuesday. but there's sessions mostly tailored to distributors, how they can improve their businesses, increase their efficiencies, so some hardcore business focused sessions. Then the days during the show, we have a couple of general sessions that start the day before our trade show floor opens. And those are both this year kind of focused on a couple different aspects of our annual State of the Industry edition of Counselor Magazine, which is one of our publications that goes to the industry. So lots of data, lots of analysis on how distributors can improve their business. But those things, then we have some fun, obviously. Christine alluded to the promo party cruise that's happening on Wednesday night. So we're doing a dinner cruise on, is it Lake Michigan, Christine? I don't even know where.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
Lake Michigan.
Okay, good. Glad you're here, because I couldn't say that for sure. So that's exciting. There'll be a few hundred people that are on that cruise having a good time. So that, and we have other networking receptions throughout the whole show. If you're there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's a networking reception that either ends each day or a general session that starts each day. So lots of time for people to interact.
Awesome. Okay. Raul, in about 30 seconds, what can visitors expect when they visit our booth? And what's our booth number this year, by the way?
Oh, actually, thank you so much. I did write that down because I just know where to walk, right? I never pay attention to the numbers, but our booth number this year will be 1329.
1329. Okay.
And as far as what they can expect, it's going to be a diverse scope of product. I mean, we're talking audio and technology from Bose. We've got some fitness and wellness from Hyperice and Lifeline Fitness. Home goods, we got Made in, King Shan Lodge. Style and fashion, we kill it with Kate Spade and Costa Del Mar. Travel, Briggs and Riley, Ricardo Beverly Hills are our two brands. And outdoor living, we do really well with Royal King and W Unlimited. So, I mean, we have every category covered in our space there. So please swing on by, and we a lot to show you.
Okay. And if people can't make it to the actual show, Raul, is there any way that they can kind of find out information about our offerings?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, incentiveconcepts.com. There's a wealth of information there. We actually encourage people to go there, sign up. You get a login password. You can see everything we have to offer and the price you would pay for that. So that's step one, right? If you're looking at that. If you happen to reside in Illinois and Wisconsin, I'm your rep. Please give me a shot. I'd love to reach out to you. If not, please call our office or send us an email. We'd be more than happy to get you in touch with your rep of record, depending, what state you're in. So certainly someone can get back out to you in that respect. And last but not least, I think these IC Lives that you put together are a great wealth of information. So we have a book of these on youtube.com, Incentive Concepts website. So if you have a need just to revisit some of what you've done, all hosted by Andy, by the way, please go ahead and hit it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be gracing us with your presence at ASI Chicago this year as well.
Well, you said that so nicely. I got to buy you a drink now. But yes, we're going to go live from the show floor both days of the show. I don't know if you knew that, Christine, Andy. So at 1:30 on July 20th and 21st. So 1:30 Central. The first day, we're going to feature Triumph Sports, which is a great brand, sub-brand of Escalade Sports. And we're going to talk about some of the fun games that they offer, outdoor games. And then on day 2, July 21st, we're going to feature Lifeline Fitness. And we actually have Lifeline's like social media and fitness guru kind of personality, Angelo Miranda, who's going to join us. And he's going to show some exercise, make me feel real out of shape, but that's okay. I don't mind. So, but Christine, would you stop by our booth while you're there just to say hello at least, and Andy as well?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to hold you to that. All right. So thank you all. Any closing thoughts before we wrap up here, Christine? Maybe 20 seconds or so?
Just really looking forward to the show, and there's a lot to offer. So go on the website, look at the schedule, and pick out what events are your favorite events that you need to be at. And same thing with the exhibitor list. Which ones are your top exhibitors that you definitely want to see? And of course, Incentive Concepts needs to be one of them. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. That little free plug there. Andy, how about you? Closing thoughts?
Just looking forward to seeing everybody in Chicago next week. And like Christine said, asishow.com. If you have any questions or looking to register, you can register right at the top.
Perfect. And Raul, thank you so much for joining. I'll see you next week. And with Kevin Hagan will be there too. So definitely stop by booth 1329. Did I say that right, Raul?
That is correct.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you all. Again, next week, IC Live, incentiveconcepts.com/live, July 20th and 21st, live from the show floor. So make sure to tune in there. And then we do have episodes through the rest of the year. So thanks, everybody. Christine, thank you so very much. Sorry we didn't play your video.
That's
Andy,
okay.
great to talk to you, Andy.
Awesome.
As
Thanks for
usual.
having me.
And Raul, we'll see you next week. Everybody have a
Thank you.
great day and make it a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.